Hello friends, in the previous videos we discussed about the history part. Today we are going to discuss about the evaluation and management, the physical examination part. So let's get started. So what is physical examination and how it is different from the review of systems or ROS? This is a major question which is difficult to answer for many coders. So let's understand this difference between review of systems and physical examination. So the bottom line is, when reading the notes, decide if the notation is something the patient answered or if it is something the provider observed. A question that is answered belongs to the review of systems. So in a nutshell, we can say that review of systems is a question answer session where provider asks the questions and the patient answers the question. That is the review of systems. Whereas in the physical examination, the provider sees, hears, or measures upon examination. That is an element of examination. Though examination can be done via inspection, via percussion, via palpation, or via auscultation. So this is the difference between the two, review of systems and the physical examination. Now, there are two guidelines regarding physical examination. One is the 1995 guidelines and another is the 1997 guidelines, as we have seen in case of HPI as well. So let's take up the 1995 guidelines for the physical examination. Now the 1995 guidelines for physical examination is based on two things. One is the body areas, another is the organ systems. And this is the most frequently used guidelines for the physical exam because it is beneficial for the providers as it is more or less general examination rather than the specific ones. Whereas the 1997 guidelines follows the use of bullets from well-defined organ systems. So this 1997 guidelines uses the bullets and we have to count the bullets in order to find the level of physical exam. Because this 1997 guideline is a very specific one, so this guideline is more used by the specialists rather than general physicians. However, CMS has stated that the provider or the coder can use either 1995 or 1997 guidelines, whichever is most advantageous to the provider. So it is up to the provider which guidelines he wants to follow, whether 1995 or 1997 guidelines. Now, because most commonly used guideline is 1995 guidelines, so in this video, I'll be concentrating on the 1995 guidelines only, not the 1997 guidelines. So this is the 1995 guidelines. As you can see, it depends on two things, the body areas and organ systems. So you can see the body areas which are grouped as head, which includes face, neck, chest. Chest includes breast and axilla, abdomen, genitalia, groin, buttocks, back, which includes spine, and each extremity. So you can see this is the anatomical differentiation or distribution of the body areas. And the other part is the organ systems. The first is the constitutional. Remember, the constitutional was there in the review of systems as well. So, constitutional, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, throat, or ENT part, cardiovascular, respiratory system, gastrointestinal system, genitourinary system, musculoskeletal system, skin, neurologic, psychiatric, hematologic, lymphatic, and immunologic system. So these are the systems. So in a given documentation, the physician will document the physical exam findings either under the headings of body areas or under the headings of organ systems. But there is a catch, as documented, that never count the same exam element as both organ system and body area. So no double dipping. For example, if you have counted one element under the organ system, then don't count the same element under the body area. That is the vital point to remember. Now let's see the physical examination levels. First level is the problem focused. Now, the problem focused level requires only one organ system or body area to be documented. Next level is expanded problem focus, which requires 2 to 4 organ systems or body areas to be documented. Third is the detailed physical exam, which requires 5 to 7 organ systems or body areas. And last is the comprehensive physical exam level, which requires at least 8 organ systems. Now, here is the point, an important point, that for problem focused, expanded problem focused, and detailed exam, you can count both organ system and or body areas in your calculation. But in order to make the physical exam complete, you have to count only organ systems. That means there has to be 8 organ systems to make the physical examination complete. You cannot make the physical exam complete or comprehensive counting both organ systems or body areas. Now, this is the template or the table from the Navata solutions from the audit tool, similar to the audit tool which we have used in the history part. Now, as the history part, we have seen the history part only. So here we are seeing only the examination part. So if we see this table in the examination part, there is body areas and organ systems on the left, as we have seen in the previous slide. So we have body areas, head, back, chest, abdomen, neck, etc. And we have organ systems like constitutional, ENT, respiratory, cardiovascular, etc. Then there on the right side, we have the calculation for the level or the number of body areas or organ systems counted or documented. For example, 1 body area or system, 2 to 4 body area or systems, 5 to 7 body area or systems, or 8 or more systems. And then at the bottom of the table, we have final levels, which we have to calculate whether the examination or physical exam is problem focused, expanded problem focused, detailed, or comprehensive. Now, let's see a sample report in order to understand how to calculate the physical exam level. Now, this is a sample documentation how the physician may document the physical examination. So you can see the first part is that patient is very sluggish. Although he does answer questions, blood pressure is 96/76, pulse 130, regular respirations 22. So this is the findings of the constitutional. So we have one organ system here, that is constitutional. Then the information is given about the eyes, again another organ system, ears negative, again ENT, another organ system. Now, similar to the review of systems, we can count an organ system or body areas whether the finding is negative or positive. So it's not that we have to calculate or count only the positive findings. We can count the negative findings as well, as here in case of ENT. Then we have findings of carotids, brutes, neck, supple. So all these findings, they are under the neck. So neck is the body areas. So carotids, thyroid. Now you see we have counted the body area neck. So we are not counting the carotids or thyroid under the endocrine system or cardiovascular system. This is the thing which we were talking about, the double dipping. So when we have counted the neck, so we are not going to count the same element under different organ systems. Then we have findings for the chest. Again, the findings are regarding the heart, regarding the axillary nodes, but we are counting the body area, which is chest, which is includes axilla. Then the information is about the abdomen, which is another body area, and then the respiratory negative, which is the organ system. So you can see here is a mix of both body areas and organ systems. And if we count the number, then we can see one is the constitutional, two eyes, three ENT, four neck, five chest, six abdomen, and seven respiratory. So total count is seven. Now let's put this findings of the sample report on this table. Now since we have seven body areas and organ systems, so as per this table, we uh, can say that the level of physical exam is detailed. I hope this is simple to understand and this makes sense as well. I'm reminding again, we are following the 1995 guidelines here, not the 1997 guidelines. I'll cover the 1997 guidelines in a separate video, not in this one. So finally, thank you very much for watching this video till the end. Please subscribe this channel if you like this video and don't forget to click the bell icon to get the notification of new video uploaded in this channel. Thank you very much.